Happy Tuesday! Welcome to today's episode of Refresh, our daily live morning show that only brings you the most uplifting, the most positive, the most feel-good videos from around the web. My name is Cassie. I'm an editor here at Little Things. Right there behind the camera is my husband, Paul. Say hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Now, Paul is not going to be joining us today because we have two very special guests, so please be sure to stick around for that. But first, we're going to get to our top 7 countdown of the day, starting with video number 7. We have a strong mom who catches her 4th baby during an incredible home delivery. Let's take a look. All right, so this is her 4th water birth, if you can believe it. And this is pretty intense. This is some real live birth. This mom is absolutely incredible. Now, I don't know about you guys. While childbirth is a beautiful miracle, this is also horrifying and scares me very deeply. As a female, as someone who eventually wants children, I look at this and I think, oh my goodness, how? How is this possible? And now for any moms out there who are watching, let me know, would you ever give a home birth? Did you do this? I think this mom is doing it without pain meds. Again, this is her 4th home birth. 4th, not only her 4th baby, her 4th home birth. This lady has done this. She's a pro. She's like a veteran of childbirth, this lady.
If you want to leave, you can leave and come back in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Every single woman used to do this at home.
If it's bothering you, I'd rather that you leave.
It's not really bothering me. I'm just kind of having a little fun.
Okay.
So you hear that she has other children in the room. They're getting to witness it firsthand. Which is an important lesson, I think, for kids to learn. You know, this is what I had to go through to bring you into this world. So you just remember that. But I don't know, guys. I see stuff like this, and I think, ooh, I don't know if I could do it. This lady is so strong. What do you guys think? Whew. So the entire birth actually only took 4 hours, which I think sounds pretty good. You know, I've never gone through it. Doesn't seem that bad. This is nothing. This is child's play.
This is nothing?
Yeah. Yeah, but easy peasy.
Oh, this mom is a hero.
She's a champ. I mean, and also please look at how white-knuckled she is with Dad's hand. And I think that's only fair to crush his hand as she is going through this.
We got Robin Golden saying, I would never do this, epidural for me.
Right, that's where I think I'm leaning, yeah. But even with it, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know, guys. I don't know how you all have done it. I don't know how my mom did it. How are we all here?
How are we here?
Knowing that this is what happens, I don't know. It is quite beautiful, it is, but my goodness.
Push against it and your cervix is going to pull it right back, so.
Now what's fascinating too is that this mom is really involved. She is feeling down there. She knows what's going on with her body. She's talking like it's nothing with her midwife about her cervix, about a little water balloon she's feeling.
This is amazing.
It really, it's incredible. Whew. Now they say that the position that she's in is one of the better ones. They say that doing it on your back, actually, you're kind of working against gravity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this kind of like opens up your hips, helps the baby to come down. I want to hear your stories, guys. Keep them in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, please.
Let us know your labor story, because my goodness, I don't know.
There's some.
What?
Do you still feel
I'm not sure if I'm feeling it or not.
She's so calm.
I mean, I just
She's
don't know.
so calm.
Jill says when you take painkillers, it takes a longer time for you to give birth.
Oh, interesting. But is it worth it? Does it balance out? What do you guys think? Longer birth, but less pain.
Yeah.
Quicker birth, way more pain. I don't know.
Yeah, and everyone let us know where you're from. Jesus,
My
woman
goodness,
is a
this is
hero.
a strong lady. Again, guys, if you're just joining us, this is her 4th home birth, no drugs, doing it in a pool, squeezing Dad's hand to death. Oh, here it is. Here's the moment. We're getting close. Almost there. She's just so calm. I mean, she is right now. We are watching a woman give birth. Incredible. Guys, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. I'm too scared. I'm
Donnie
scared.
saying this was always my dream,
Really?
but had all 4 of mine C-section, had no choice.
Oh, but that's okay. That's tough too. That's tough. I feel like I don't care how you give birth. You're a hero.
You were.
That's amazing. All right, so the baby is crowning. Whew, guys.
Everyone give hearts for this mom. You said it took her 4 hours?
4 hours. She does not know the gender yet, so that's another surprise. What is she going to have? Whew.
This mom is amazing.
I don't know, guys. I can't even handle tummy aches. I get a paper cut and I cry. I don't know.
Everyone, please give this mom some hearts.
She needs it.
She Nah, she doesn't need anything. She is.
What if men had to do this? What if the roles were reversed?
We'd give up.
The population would be halved.
If men had to do this, there'd be no humans.
No.
I know. It's just like not stopping.
Oh, she's so calm.
Whoa. Holy.
This is amazing.
And I think whether or not you do it all natural,
Yeah,
you're
no.
still.
I don't care how you do it. Giving birth is unbelievable. It's really unfathomable. I can't believe we do. Again, if guys had to do this, it wouldn't happen. None of us would be here. I think they'd feel a twinge of pain and be like, I'm out. I'm out.
I would come up with
You'd find
just some way to get around it.
All right, so we're close, guys. We're almost there. Baby is almost out.
Kirsten's saying, I had a home water birth myself.
Wow.
And when the baby is coming.
Almost.
Oh, come on.
Oh, ladies, how did you do it? How did you do it? I read a lot about water births, too. They say that that's, a good experience for babies.
Really?
Although I think being born in general probably is never a lot of fun. No matter how you're being brought into the world, it's probably horrifying.
But Cosmic saying, bless her heart, welcome to the planet, little one.
Welcome to the world, little baby, but not quite. Almost there.
Almost there.
Come on. Oh, almost.
Here it comes.
Come on, baby, you can do it. I can't believe I had a baby.
Good job.
Oh, you did. Oh my goodness. Do you see?
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh my goodness. Oh. We have another girl. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby girl. That was crazy hard.
It was a nice little nip of cord, though.
That probably was what I was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tight there.
was tight.
Yeah. It's just, you stop wrapped around the neck.
Yeah.
Once, I'm going to sit back because this is going to be great.
Now, guys, joining me for the rest of our top 7 countdown are our very special guests. We have Dion Leonard and little Gobi, who we are so excited to meet. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us on the show.
Of course. Now, guys, you're going to have a chance to talk with them after video number 1, so please be sure to stick around for that. But first, we're going to get to our number 6 video in a countdown. We have a little stray who seems like an ordinary dog until rescuers discover something incredible. Let's take a look. Yeah, Gobi, don't be scared. It ends very, very happy. Oh, thank you. So we were told that she would growl. This is a dog who's living under a shopping cart. And people had taken notice, and this wonderful rescue organization went out to bring her back. Caring neighbors left her food and water while searching for help. It's really an incredible story. So again, there's a special surprise. Not gonna ruin it for you, but they think it's just an ordinary stray until they get a closer look. So they're kind of like bringing her out with treats, trying to gain her trust. What do you think, Gobi?
Gobi, okay?
Are you okay? Don't be sad. It ends so happy, I promise. It's okay.
Yeah, it ends happily.
So from afar, they realize she actually looks pregnant. So this stray who's living on the streets, living under a shopping cart, is actually a mom-to-be. So again, trying to gain her trust. I don't know how long she'd been out there, what she'd been through, how she got there. And there she's kind of warming up. So new mothers can be quite protective, obviously, so we took our time earning her trust. It's really quite the incredible story. So little by little, she's warming up a little bit. Warming up a little. Now let us know, guys, have you ever helped a stray in need? And did you bring them into your home, or did you help them find a different forever home? Because we hear little things, we really think it's important to help little strays, right? Don't you think? I bet you do. Thank you.
This
Right,
is a lot
so
like Gobi's story.
It is a lot like Gobi's story, yeah.
And we'll get into that later.
We'll get into it, guys.
So
Don't
leave
you
your
worry. It's
questions for Gobi.
fascinating. Now, some of you might
He's
already
human.
know Dion and Gobi, so let us know any questions you have. So first, a lot of treats. I think that's essential in gaining a stray's trust is food. Yeah, right? All right, so they're leading her out, and they're going to get her the medical attention that she needs. I mean, these people are really, really incredible, that the work that they've done, going above and beyond to get this dog happy and healthy. Again, guys, they have just discovered she is a mom-to-be. She's having little puppies. What do you think? You're very soft. So they named her Bailey. We promised Bailey we would stand by her as she gave birth and help her raise her babies. And they sure did. They deliver on that promise.
What's up with Gobi?
Is it too emotional
It's
for
too
you?
emotional.
You have to turn away. Oh, it's okay. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, so she can tell she's being helped by people who care. She knows she's being taken care of. I think dogs kind of have that instinct. They sort of know when there's a human there for them. So this is a few weeks later. Bailey is giving birth just like that incredible mom we just saw. But this time, it's many babies, not just the one. There they are. Can you see? Can you see little babies? Can you see? She's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know.
He likes to lick it.
You do. You can good kisses. Lots of kisses. So Bailey delivers, I believe, was it 7 puppies?
7, I think.
I think it's 7 puppies. Thank you so much. Oh, 4 girls, 1 wiggly boy. Okay,
Oh,
so 5. I was wrong.
You were wrong. It's okay.
Incorrect. I was hoping for more. It was
Yeah.
the hopefulness speaking. There's actually 18 puppies. Look at them. Oh, they're so little. So wiggly. This is the Bailey bunch.
So is it?
Julep, great doggy name. Oh, I love that one's colors. Teeny.
And once again, everyone, leave your questions for our special guest.
Yeah, Shandy. Yeah, we have Dion Leonard and we have Gobi. You might have already heard of them. I'm sure you have. Ginny the puppy. They have an incredible story, and we're gonna get to talk to you guys after video number 1. Gibson, little Gibson. Oh my gosh. So they actually help. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, Mom Bailey was found living under a shopping cart. We had been called to rescue 1 dog, but we ended up saving an entire family. They changed the lives of a whole family of dogs. Look at all those tails. We couldn't do this life-saving work without you. Please donate today. Help us stand by the dogs we save, including the unexpected ones that come our way. So yeah, you guys can donate to local shelters anywhere in your community. And if you can't give money, that's okay. You can give old towels. You can give food that you see on clearance. You can give your time. Dogs need your love, and they need lots of love. They need our love, and there's so many strays in need. So be sure to help out those dogs. Every dog deserves love and respect, just like little Bailey. But their story doesn't end there. It gets better. Wait for it. Wait for it, Gobi. So each and every one of them finds their forever home, which is pretty incredible. First, they have to crawl under a couch. That's
Well,
essential.
naturally. Sometimes you gotta crawl under a couch.
But what I love is that they followed up on each of the puppy stories to show which homes they went to, who's loving them. It's really, really amazing. Well, first we need more puppy playtime.
Naturally.
So many. Now you just have the one Gobi, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's been spayed as well, so there'll be
No little baby Gobies. As the Bailey bunch grew up, we began searching for loving families. So this is where Ginny went. Wonderful family. Gibson. I love knowing where they went. This is where Teeny went. Yeah. Julep. I mean, great families. You can tell they're going to be loved forever. And Shandy, a sweet little girl to love her. Mama Bailey, of course, found her home. It's a really wonderful story. Again, guys, be sure to support your local animal shelters. Help dogs in need if you come across them. All right, what an amazing video. We're going to move along, though, to video number 5 in our countdown. So we have amazing footage that begs the question, do you think that animals are capable of feeling love. Let's take a look. Oh. All right, so this is at Elephant Nature Park, which is a rescue park of sorts. They protect elephants, which are endangered. So this volunteer that we're about to see is driving up in this cart every single day. His name is Derek. Every single day that this little baby sees him, and her name is Kamla, which means darling, she comes running over to him like clockwork every single day. And she interacts with him in a truly remarkable way that makes you realize just how emotionally intelligent animals really are, and the connections, you know, the connections you can share with an animal. Look at this.
They choose you as well.
Right, right, and you know a little bit about that. Animals choosing you. Oh, it's really remarkable. And guys, like I said, we are going to be speaking with Dion and Gobi after we get to video number 1. Fascinating story. You're not going to want to miss it. But first, we're watching some elephants and asking the question, can animals feel love? What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know at home.
Let us know. I think it's a pretty obvious answer. Of course they can. No doubt. But every single day this happens. So there is definitely a unique connection between Kamla and Derek, and really defies all explanation, which love kind of does. Love defies all explanation. Look at this. Here's another clip. Running up to him across the field. She sees him and she just makes a beeline. She's like, there's my boy.
There's my boy.
There's my boy. There's my bill. Love you, Derek.
What do the kids say? Bay?
Yeah, the kids say bay, I think, right?
The kids these days, they're fidget spinners.
I wish an elephant was my bay.
No.
Oh, I mean, elephants in general are pretty incredible creatures. So to share a connection like this with one of them is definitely lucky. A lucky guy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so interesting up close. All right, guys, now before we continue with our top 7 countdown, me, Dion, and Gobi here, we're going to take a very quick little break. All right, guys, video number 4 in our countdown, we have an amazing 8-year-old who does not understand the meaning of the word can't. Let's take a look. So this is Nikki, and she will not allow...
My name is Nikki.
I'll let her tell you.
8 years old.
She is our 3rd child, and we learned at 20 weeks that we are dealing with a child that had some disabilities, and we did not know to what extent. She can't use her little hand in the way that we would use our second hand. She has never stopped excelling or impressing us with what she can do despite her deformity.
I love to bake cookies, go skating, ride a bike, ride a horse, I like to clean the house.
I think she's independent because she's number 3, and the personality that she has. She doesn't stop. We basically explain something we want. We give her the goal, and she figures out how to do it her way. Cutting a piece of paper, riding a horse, whatever it may be, swimming, and she just gets it done. It was me that had to learn to not have any limitations on what she can or cannot do, and to just provide her with challenges all the time to keep her excelling.
That's amazing.
I've been playing the violin for 2.5 years.
We met with some specialists in biomechanics, and they came up with an attachment that allows Nikki to draw a straight bow and get the sound out of the instrument. Nikki is always the driving force in the learning. She never gives up. She's not afraid of repeating things over and over again. When there's an obstacle, she just figures a way to work around it.
That's incredible.
One of the things that we're looking at as educators, we teach reading and writing and math and all of those fundamental skills. But the other thing students need is grit. They need perseverance. They need that ability to take a risk and try something. That's something that Nikki has in spades. And Nikki is able to demonstrate that for students in her class and outside in the yard as well. Nikki's an inspiration to me, just reminding me as an adult and as an educator that we shouldn't set limits on kids. They can stand up and lead and be wonderful role models to us all.
Nicole is teaching us all that life has no limits and that we should persevere every step of the way.
That's amazing. Like Lavon says, what disability? She is perfect. I love it. It's a wonderful story. All right, guys, video number 3 in our countdowns. We have a daughter who travels 1,000 miles to surprise her mom, but does not get the reaction that she was expecting. Let's take a look. I said, this is daughter Colleen. She has traveled from New Jersey all the way to Florida. It's her mom, Donna's 75th birthday. Now watch what happens when mom opens the door. It's a very interesting reaction. She's so thrown off. She just slams the door in her daughter's face.
Happy birthday!
Does it again. She slams it again.
Well, I guess Dion's been running your way for quite a while.
Yeah, 1,000 miles. You can do that in probably like 5 minutes, right? That's nothing. Yeah, nothing to you.
Easily.
And then she breaks down in tears.
She's just crying now.
Now she's just crying. Oh.
Can I come in?
I'm not sure.
She said she can't come in. What on earth?
Why are you hiding?
Here, you can hide behind the flowers.
Oh. It's an amazing surprise. I feel like my mom would be angry at me because she would say, haven't cleaned the house yet. What are you doing here? Go away. All right, guys, video number 2 in our countdown. So we have, you might like this one. Go, she's falling asleep.
Oh.
She's taking a little nap. That's okay.
Little nap.
You just nap.
That's good.
We have a frisky little cockatoo who decides to pick on his little brother. Let's take a look. You're doing so good. So it's a little puppy brother, of course. And a puppy brother. And the cockatoo is just terrorizing him in a playful way. No puppies were harmed in the making of this incredible footage. He's just chasing him. I think
they're buddies.
They're buddies. The puppy's having a good time too. They're both having fun. Oh no. These are 2 frisky little guys. Oh my gosh. Cockatoos, they got spunk. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you do not want to mess with cockatoos.
No, or puppies. Or puppies. A puppy will mess you up.
A puppy will mess you up.
Gobi Desert with that.
Rip Gobi.
Do you have any videos of that? We need it. You need to share a video of Gobi chasing the cat.
I can't imagine. You're just so calm.
So calm.
All right, guys, before we get to video number 1 in our countdown and before we get to speak with our very special guest, we are going to take a quick little break. Our video number 1 in our countdown, so we have a rescuer who goes above and beyond to help a dog in need. Let's take a look.
The Michigan Humane Society Rescue Department received a call about a dog that was living in an abandoned house and had a jar or a container that was stuck on her head for several days. The woman that called met me out there. She was telling me about the house, how it was blown out, abandoned house. Looked through the window and I could see her laying in what would be the living room. I shut the side door and then kind of ran around the front, and I seen her, and then she ran. She ran to the back door, was unable to get out, and then she ran upstairs. I searched a couple of bedrooms that were downstairs. I didn't see her. So I went upstairs and I searched that room, and I didn't see her.
Where'd you go?
I went back downstairs, looked around, went back upstairs, looked around, and I noticed there was a hole in the wall. And then I flashed my flashlight in there, and I seen her. She had went into the hole and was like in the attic part of the house. I ended up using a control stick. I mean, she wasn't able to bite or anything, but I wasn't sure how she was going to act. She wasn't happy about it. She didn't know what was going on. So once I got her outside, with her adrenaline rushing and her being scared, she was breathing really heavy, and you could hear the plastic jug. It was sucking the sides in and they would pop out. So it was making some noise. I tried to get the jar off, or the plastic jug off. It was on there pretty tight, and we carefully, poked some holes in there so she could get some more air.
Oh, wow.
I didn't cut it off because with her being scared, she could have started bouncing around. I could have poked her in the eye with a knife or cut her nose, anything like that, and I could have stabbed myself on accident. So I poked the holes in there, and as soon as got her into the truck and got her back to the shelter so we could get it off. Once I got her back to the shelter, they actually used some kind of a lubricant, rubbed it around the edges, and it actually slid off with the lubricant pretty good.
Oh, she's
She was scared. We did vaccinate her, we weighed her, we gave her Pyrantel. We set her up in a kennel with food, water, and a blanket. It seemed like she had taken a liking to me. She would allow me to get her out of the cage and she would be happy, wag her tail. She is a fun, loving dog. It doesn't take her very long, but she does open up and she warms up to people, and then she is all about that person.
Those ears.
It's due to your life-saving support that we were able to go into that abandoned home, rescue Olive, and to be able to get that jug off of her head. Olive could have easily suffocated or starved to death in that abandoned home.
That's incredible. Now you know a thing or two about saving dogs in need, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's some incredible stories there, and
Yeah.
my own journey with Gobi was a lengthy journey as well to get her back to the UK. But
yeah, absolutely. Now, guys, please again join me in officially welcoming to our show Dion Leonard and Gobi. Now, a lot of you might already be familiar with his story. It's gained a ton of attention around the world. There's a book out now about it called Finding Gobi, and soon, hopefully, a Hollywood movie. And for those who aren't familiar, this is not your average man meets dog story. You two share a deep and powerful connection. It really defies all explanation. You've described it as a love story. Is that right?
yeah, it is. It's definitely more than that as well.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable bond and connection we have.
It's incredible. Now this all begins with a little stray dog who was wandering around one of the most hostile places on earth, right, in the Gobi Desert in China. And she, so no one knows where she came from or how she got there or how long she'd been there. And then she spots you, is that right? And you're running what's called an ultra marathon, which to a human potato like me, that sounds unfathomable. Can you explain to us what an ultra marathon is?
Sure, it's anything further than a marathon. So a marathon's obviously a massive amount of distance for anyone to cover as well. But this race was 155 miles.
Oh my gosh, no!
So it was a 6-stage, 7-day race.
Yeah.
But also to make it even more difficult, you have to carry all of your food and kit to survive the week as well.
Right, right.
So Gobi joined me on day 2 of the race.
Yeah.
And we ran close to 25, 26 miles that day. We also crossed one of the largest mountain ranges around, the Tian Shan mountain range.
Oh my gosh.
And she was incredibly behind me for all of the day. I couldn't believe it when we crossed the finish line that she'd run close to me and stayed with me. And she just picked me and wanted to be with me.
And you had never seen her before. I read that you'd seen her around, but you assumed she was someone's dog. Is that right? Or?
Yeah, I saw her on the evening of the first night. It wasn't until later in the week, and some people would tell me that she'd actually run that first stage of the race with some American runners, and then on day 2 she decided to start running with me.
That's incredible.
She would stay with me for the rest of the week, and she would run 77 miles of the 155-mile race. And as you said, it's extreme conditions, temperatures up to 125 Fahrenheit, limited water, limited food. So everyone at the race had to give her some food that they were carrying, because obviously Gobi wasn't carrying any food. So
right, of course.
it became survival. And on day 3 of the race, I actually had to make some decisions to help her, to carry over some river crossings, to sacrifice my opportunity to win the race, to bring Gobi through to the finish line. And that's when we really started to form this bond and connection, and I started to think, this is a pretty amazing little dog. You know, she just wanted to be with me.
Now, I had read, too, that it used to be for you that running in these ultra marathons, you wanted to win and be the best, as anyone would. But then, something changed when you met Gobi. You started making those sacrifices, right?
Yeah, and to turn back and to help her and to take her over this large river crossing, it was 100 metres in length. I'd actually got halfway through the river, forgotten about Gobi, who was behind me, just thinking that she would be able to cross the river on her own.
Right.
But the river was up to my chest, and I'm quite a tall guy, and Gobi's on the banks, and she's running up and down the banks, whining and barking and squealing and yelping. And I could just hear the panic in her voice, and I stopped in my tracks.
Yeah, and you turned back.
Turned back.
That's amazing.
And picked her up.
Now, did you ever wonder that maybe some of your competition had sent her to sabotage your chances?
That's a good point. Maybe they did.
Maybe she's working for who are you working for, Gobi?
But it was a pretty good prize to win as well.
Absolutely,
so,
But you ended up winning silver, was that right?
That's correct. I came second, but
so you got 2 really good
you
prizes.
still came in
great?
second after giving away some of your food?
It's amazing.
It is amazing, and for her to do 77 miles in those conditions and to be out there, it was just meant to be.
Yeah. So when was like the moment that you realized, I can't shake this little dog? She is just. Did you think maybe at first this is just a lark? She'll kind of pick someone else, and then you realize she's not going anywhere?
Yeah, it was probably during day 3 when she ran with me again, and she would sleep with me every night, and she just wanted to be next to me wherever I walked. She stayed next to me.
That's amazing.
And then on stage 4 and stage 5, that's when temperatures reached its maximum levels, and we were in the middle of the Gobi Desert at this stage. She couldn't run the stages. So she was transported to the finish line and she would wait for me there. But I had to run the stage still. And I had, you know, I missed her during those stages. So for me, it was a long time to actually start thinking about this little dog and what she meant to me and how I was going to bring her home to the UK.
You had a lot going on in that moment. And you did have to go through a lot to get her back to the UK, is that right?
It was something, as soon as the race finished, I actually had to leave to fly back to Edinburgh the next day. So someone looked after Gobi for us, and I went back to the UK and set up a crowdfunding page, and the story went all around the world.
Yeah, it picked up so fast. I remember reading about it, even before knowing I'd one day meet you. I read the story and thought it was incredible.
So many lovely people were just following the story, donating money to help out, to bring her home, and that was all going fine, but unfortunately I received a phone call to say Gobi had gone missing.
What? Oh no, because she was do you think it could have been because she was looking for you?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the main causes, that she was just thinking, where is the man, the tall man? What happened to him? He was gone. Yeah. So she went out looking for me, but unfortunately she went out in a city of 3 million people, tens of thousands of stray dogs, and it was just the most devastating thing to have this phone call and to be told that, you know, I may never see Gobi again.
Right.
So I had to make the decision as to how I was going to find her. I flew back to China,
flew
all the way back out to Urumqi, and set up a huge search and a volunteer team to actually find her.
Yeah.
Not only did we have a team of volunteers, but we basically had the whole city and the whole of China looking for this little stray dog.
Wow, and you found her.
Well, we did, but there is so much more to the story that we just haven't gone into any detail until now because of the book. Because what we've been waiting to do is to get back to the UK and be able to tell the story properly and to be able to share with people what was going on behind the scenes as well, because it was a pretty scary ride for both of us. And
I can imagine,
we had lots of drama and action behind the scenes that really, I didn't ever think we were going to get her back to the UK.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't until we finally got over the hills of Edinburgh and I could see our home that it was like, we've finally done it.
That's incredible. You have come a long way. You guys are kind of like double star-crossed lovers in a way. I mean, this is a story really of fate.
This needs to be a movie.
I know, well, it's going to be. Hopefully, that's in the talks. It's in the works right now,
I would watch this. I would buy the DVD.
I think everyone
would
absolutely would. So, and a lot of people say that it's possibly part of your connection. What if you've been, it's reincarnation. So I'm wondering, what do you think you two might have been in a past life? Who or what could you have been?
I hate to think, actually, and I do agree with that there must be some past life connection, though. There definitely has to be more. I mean, it was a miracle once when we got together during the race and we achieved what we did there.
Right.
But then to fly back and to find her and to have all the people helping and supporting us and going through the whole roller coaster ride with us was just unbelievable.
It's a double miracle, really. And guys, if you want details, you have, so let me see, you have, first of all, a children's book with Gobi, is that right? Which is incredible. And then we have Finding Gobi, which is in stores now.
That's available from today.
Okay. And then is this a young adult's book? So many stories of you. You deserve it.
So this adult version is available today, and it gives you the ins and outs and all the behind-the-scenes action and untold story of our journey.
Yeah.
The young adult version is for 9 to 16-year-olds, and it's a different perspective, and it's written in a different voice, and it's a really cool book.
Yeah.
This one is through Gobi's eyes.
And
it's her
so
story,
sweet.
and we've been able to have some fun with that, and the drawings in it are beautiful as well, and it really brings to life what she was doing in the desert and why she joined me. So
I love that. A little dog with a big heart. That's you. That's you, Gobi. You're so sleepy. You're doing so good.
She loves just chilling out. While she can run 100 miles or 75 miles,
and now
she's quite happy just to lay back and relax as well. So.
Oh man, what a strong little dog. So now that you're home and you're doing all of this wonderful work, you and your wife are actually helping strays, is that right? You're continuing to help other strays?
Yeah, so part of the funds that we received and raised through the campaigns to bring Gobi home, we've donated back already to Chinese animal shelters.
Oh, that's amazing.
And of course that resonates with our story with Gobi, so we're really keen to keep donating back
I love that.
from the profits that we can to be able to support shelters in China.
That's wonderful. You are helping so many doggies in need. Do you know that?
That's the great thing about telling her story
I know.
is also raising awareness for Adopt Don't Shop and encouraging people to go down to their shelters and pick out a stray dog, which you've covered today on the show.
Yes, it's very important to us. You guys know at home, we firmly believe in Adopt Don't Shop, helping dogs in need, helping get them off the streets, spaying and neutering. So the work that you're doing is so important and so wonderful. And I'm so glad to have you guys here. This is so exciting. How you doing?
I have
excited.
I have a few comments from our Facebook viewers at home. I think you already covered it, but someone coming in, Kelly, saying, where did you come up with the name Gobi for the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Kelly. Well, that actually came from the Gobi Desert, and it just seemed fitting that Gobi was running along the desert with me, and that would be a perfect name for her. So
that's perfect, yeah.
I have another Brenda Schultz saying, beautiful inspiration. Bless Dion and his devotion to Gobi. Hopefully this inspires more people to adopt, don't shop, and save lives as well. Gobi, you're such a cutie.
Yeah.
So everyone's just, we're seeing hearts
That's
rolling
true.
in. Everyone.
Thanks, Brenda.
And then Louise saying, is Gobi liking life in Edinburgh?
Yeah, she is. She's settled in really well at home.
Good.
We've got a ragdoll cat as well, and she's 9 years old, and she's rules the roost in the house.
Oh my gosh.
So bringing a stray dog into the home was always going to be a little bit of a concern. But they have gotten on so well, and on the first evening of us being back home, Gobi's new home, she was actually sleeping with a sister on the bed, and they're best friends. So
perfect.
One minute they're chasing each other around like the peacock, and the next minute they're sleeping together on the couch.
That's like siblings for you, right? Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. So I know that you met a lot of wonderful people in your travels and going around the world. So I was wondering if you would like to meet some of our wonderful viewers. We call them sugar cubes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are our loyal family and friends here watching. So yeah, can we take a look? We have the slideshow that we promised them.
These are some of our viewers.
These are some of our wonderful viewers. Yeah, can we? So this is Ashley Connor and her brother Aaron and her husband Nick, who just recently celebrated their 8-year anniversary. They have both served and protected us, so we want to thank them for their service. And next up, we have our friend Melissa Walker, whose birthday was Friday. We did not get this up in time, but yeah, happy birthday. Absolutely wonderful. And then next up, we have our friend Michaela. She has a wonderful little baby named Holden. We sent him a little package once, and this is him wearing his little beanie. So we hope you're doing well, Holden. And next up, we have a love letter, a little sweet note that I got from our friend Lori Pencil. She sent me a handwritten note, which, you know, you don't get too often anymore, so that was really special. Then next up, we have Vinny Silva, who runs Vinny's Steak and Subs. He's visited us here at Little Things, and he brought us to his vacation to St. Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
He drinks his coffee out of our mugs every day. We love Vinny. And then one more piece of Holden, because we couldn't get enough. This is from Michaela. Now, this is Mr. Bear. But the thing is, Holden doesn't call him Mr. Bear. Holden calls him Paul.
Oh.
So we clearly we got a little Sugar Cube fan there at home. But
and we have 2 new Sugar Cubes today.
yeah, right here. 2 new Sugar Cubes on set right here. We got Dion and Gobi. Look at
It doesn't get much better than that.
This is how I carried her over the river crossings.
Oh my gosh.
And now when she's in my arms, she just drifts off to sleep. She loves it.
Oh man, so much. She has seen so much adventure, more adventure than I think most humans will ever see.
Travelled around and seen a lot, and it's a long way from the Gobi Desert to here.
Yeah,
And it's incredible how her life's changed.
I know, that's incredible. I wish she could talk. What do you dream of, Gobi? What are your dreams?
Squirrels.
She does. The Gobi Desert is a distant memory.
Well, she's sleeping.
That's incredible. And yeah, so many people are saying congratulations, and they love you, and they love the work that you're doing. Ellen says that she loves that you wrote the books from all perspectives, and I love that too. I love that, you know, we have a novel, which I hear is like killing it on the bestsellers list. Is that right? You're doing well.
It's done really well so far in the
amazing.
UK, Australia, New Zealand. We're so excited now. It's available in the US and Canada, so it's going to be great to see what people think of it. And as I said earlier, there's so much more to the story, and everyone's feedback has been wow.
Well,
it's just incredible.
It's incredible how you guys met, the connection you have, and now the work that you're doing for strays around the world. It's really remarkable. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sharing this story, and thank you for writing these wonderful books.
Thanks so much for having us on the show.
Of course, this has been delightful, and thank you so much. I'll let you get back to sleeping soon. Okay, but thank you guys so much. It's been really an honor, and thank you guys. And we're gonna get to our prayer jar tomorrow. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Remember that life is about the little things. Mwah! Bye.